This meeting of the Gadsden City Council will now come to order. The chair calls on City Clerk Ivan Nelson for the roll call.
Councilwoman Toles. Here. Councilman Williams.
Here.
Worthy.
Here.
Eccles. Here. Billingsley.
Here.
Cannon.
Here.
And Reed.
Here.
We have a quorum present, and our meeting is open for business. I'm going to ask Jeremy Ward to lead the invocation. Please stand and remain standing for the Pledge of Allegiance.
Father, we thank you for the blessings of life that you give us. We thank you for the freedom that you put in our lives to be able to meet and discuss. God, today I just pray that we'll be good stewards of that freedom. God, that you will give wisdom, counsel, and all the decisions that may glorify you and bless this city.
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
The chair will entertain a motion to approve the minutes of the work session and city council meeting held on June 23rd.
So moved.
Second.
Clerk, will you take the vote?
Those in favor, let it be known by saying aye.
Aye.
Those opposed, motion carries to approve minutes.
The chair will entertain a motion to ratify payment of accounts for the week of June 19th through the 25th.
So moved. Second.
Clerk, will you take the vote?
Those in favor, let it be known by saying aye.
Aye.
Those opposed, motion carries to ratify payment of the accounts.
Proclamations, do we have any? Okay. Unfinished business. Item number 8A is an ordinance amending the Gadsden City Code Section 130-312, Schedule of Uses regarding automobile storage. This ordinance was presented last week for first reading. With the exception of automobile truck sales and repair and automobile storage, this prohibits automobile establishments from storing vehicles for over a 30-day period. The building department requested the amendment to provide an enforcement tool to address excessive vehicle storage. The Planning Commission unanimously recommended approval. The chair will entertain a motion to adopt this ordinance.
Second.
Is there any discussion?
Yes, Mr. President. This allows salvage yards to still be in the city of Gadsden, correct?
That I'm not certain of. Mr. Harbison, if you could speak to
It
that.
does. Okay, I was looking at it once again, and I was just double checking that. Make sure, like, if a salvage yard has vehicles, they can keep doing what they're always doing. Okay.
Okay.
That's all I need to know.
Okay. Any other comments?
Yes, I
Questions?
also, I have a place in my district, and I hope this will help affect my district, and it's another tool that they can use to kind of make our city look a little better. So hopefully it'll pass.
And something I've heard Mr. Harbison say since the very beginning is this: he's not, and the city's not interested in putting anybody out of business.
Right.
This is more about cleanup. And I think that's important, because when you see this kind of ordinance, many times people knee-jerk to, well, they're trying to put so-and-so out of business. No, this is about cleanup, and I think that's important. Okay. Anything else? Okay, clerk, will you take the vote?
Those in favor to adopt the ordinance, let it be known by saying aye.
Aye.
Those opposed, motion carries to adopt.
Item number 8B is an ordinance amending City Code flood control regulations. This ordinance was presented last week for first reading. It adopts the preliminary flood insurance study by the Federal Emergency Management Agency, or FEMA, dated November 14, 2014, pending approval of the permanent study. The chair will entertain a motion to adopt this ordinance.
So moved.
Second.
Okay, is there any discussion? I don't want to talk it to death, but I think it's important to note that, again, this is to allow contractors to move forward, assuming the updated flood insurance study before it actually gets formally approved. Okay, clerk, will you take the vote?
Those in favor to adopt the ordinance, let it be known by saying aye.
Aye.
Those opposed, motion carries to adopt.
Item number 8C The nuisance properties located on 209 Mary Street have been abated by the owner. So they're on the agenda, but they've already been abated. So therefore, no action by the council is needed at this time. Eight D is a resolution ordering abatement of nuisances on property located at 1010 Slusser Avenue in District 2, the state of Alabama, and Ronnie Pollard being the last known owners. This resolution was tabled for 30 days on May 26. What is the pleasure of the council?
Move to abate.
Second.
Okay, is there any discussion? Clerk, will you take the vote?
Those in favor to adopt the resolution, let it be known by saying aye.
Aye.
Those opposed, motion carries to adopt.
This is the time and place as advertised to conduct a public hearing allowing anyone to speak in opposition to or in favor of a resolution ordering abatement of nuisances on property located at 2501 Lookout Avenue in District 7. The state of Alabama, Shirley Humphrey, Rose Parker, and Wells Fargo Financial being the last known owners. Is there anyone who would like to speak in opposition to this resolution?
Mr. President, you have a lady in the audience out there that wants to speak, I think.
Okay. Come on up, Ms. Parker. Ms. Parker, if you would, just state your name and address.
Rose Parker. I live at 21 Marston Avenue, Gadsden, Alabama, 35904. This was my parents' home and left me and the deed and the will and stuff. And I've been dealing with stage 3B melanoma, so I've not been outside. Sorry. A whole bunch. And I'd like the opportunity to clean it up at least for a little while and offer it to one of my brothers or sisters first before anything happened to it. And I've got property inside that I need to remove if y'all do decide to do what you're doing. But with all the rain and stuff and my sickness and my father-in-law dying this past 6 months, we're behind about 3 years now with everything. So I apologize for the motion.
You're fine.
I don't know what else to say, but, or do.
All right. Thank you, Ms. Parker. We appreciate it. Thank you.
And we're working on it. Like, again, the rain started again today. So.
Okay. Is there anyone else who would like to speak in opposition? Does anyone wish to speak in favor?
Mr. President, I'm Brian Harbison with the Building Department. We started this case in March of 2012. Been no improvements to the property. The property is in a state of overgrowth as far as the grass and the shrubbery around the house. I apologize, I couldn't get any better pictures because of that overgrowth. There have been no improvements. There are no permits to improve, and we're asking for a resolution to abate this nuisance.
What is the pleasure of the council?
Mr. President, I'm going to ask for a 14-day delay on this, primarily to give them a chance to get the grass and everything cut around it to see what they got. This kind of comes on me at one time because this house has been being looked at, what, about 2 years, Brian, at least, over 3. And I'm not too sure what they're going to find to get inside. But let's just say a 14-day table.
Second.
And give you time to get the grass, everything cut around it, get it down where you can look at it and we can tell what's going on with any future construction, if any, okay?
We have a motion to table for 14 days and a second. Is there any discussion? Clerk, will you take the vote?
Those in favor to table the resolution for 14 days, let it be known by saying aye.
Aye.
Those opposed, motion carries to table for 14 days.
Item number 10 is a resolution amending the rules of procedure for council business. This will return to the previous schedule of conducting council meetings at 11 a.m. each Tuesday, beginning the month of August in 2015. The chair will entertain a motion to adopt this resolution.
So moved.
Second.
Is there any discussion?
Yes, Mr. President, I think we'd probably need a roll call on this one since we're,
Indeed.
please. That's what I'm asking for.
Okay, clerk, will conduct a roll call vote, please?
Yes. Councilwoman Toles,
No.
Councilman Williams,
No.
Worthy,
No.
Eccles,
Yes.
Billingsley,
No.
Cannon,
Yes.
Reed.
Yes.
Motion fails to carry, fails to be adopted.
Okay, new business. Is there any new business?
Yes, Mr. President. There's a request from the engineering department, and I ask for unanimous consent for it to be accepted today. This has to do with repairs and renovations to the Gilligan Reese Cover Bridge at Nakalula Falls.
Second.
Okay, clerk, will you take the vote?
Those in favor to consider the resolution today as an item of new business, let it be known by saying aye.
Aye.
Those opposed, consent has been granted.
I move for adoption.
Second.
Okay, is there any discussion?
I think this is a bridge that's kind of overdue, and I think it's, according to Jeremy, is it structural repairs that will be done to the bridge?
Engineering.
Okay, all right.
Okay. All right. There's no other discussion. Clerk, will you take the vote?
Those in favor to adopt the resolution, let it be known by saying aye.
Aye.
Those opposed, motion carries to adopt.
Is there any more new business?
Yes, Mr. President, I'd like to ask for unanimous consent for one, please. It's authorizing second amended tax abatement agreement with Prince Metal Stamping USA of Gadsden for a new project. It's going to add 65 new jobs out there. And this is in District 6 and the whole city, and the district needs these 65 jobs.
Second.
Okay, we have a motion to consider and a second. Clerk, will you take the vote?
Those in favor to consider the resolution today as an item of new business, let it be known by saying aye.
Aye.
Those opposed, consent has been granted.
I move to adopt.
Second.
Okay, is there any discussion? I will say that, again, this is just a continuation of what we consider to be a good partnership with Prince Metal Stamping. We have representatives from the company in the audience today, and we appreciate them being here. I think, again, it was noted that there will be 65 new jobs created as a result of this expansion. And on average, just looking at the wages, we're looking at an average hourly wage of about $14 an hour, which is very competitive, we think. And again, as we talked about in the past, this is a part of our model for economic development. We're not always going to land the big fish. Sometimes you have to take in the smaller expansion items that come about, in particular with your incumbent industrial partners. So we appreciate that. Okay, clerk, will you take the vote?
Those in favor to adopt the resolution, let it be known by saying aye.
Aye.
Those opposed, motion carries to adopt.
Okay. Is there any more new business? Okay, department reports, committees, boards. Kate?
Thank you, Council President and members of the council. It is, I guess that's just my week, I guess, First Friday week. But before I start on First Friday, I want to just take a minute to thank Buster Porch, DJ Buster, and Curly DeRamus, Chef Curly, for Musical Mondays. If you haven't come yet, it is quite an experience. Buster's got a great collection of jazz music. Curly is really a pretty good cook. So and the best thing about all of this is thanks to y'all, you have made it where we're able to do this at no cost to the public who comes. So we're having a very diverse group of people who come to that, and it's a lot of fun, and I think everyone is enjoying it. And I appreciate these two men for stepping up and doing this every week. So I want to say that first. This is First Friday, and July 3rd, we're looking for a large crowd. June was probably one of the biggest ones we've had in a very, very long time, and for all those classic car people that are listening, as y'all roll in, I'm just going to ask that you don't park in the middle of the street until the streets are closed. We had that issue last month, or this month, but we have a good crowd. People are eager to get here, and so remember, this is about our downtown merchants, about shopping, eating at our downtown restaurants, and for the overflow, we have the food court. So we have some great entertainment this month. We're just going to have a really good time. Hopefully, the weather's going to hold out. Forecast is 50-50, so my 50 goes on the non-rain, or rain before, hopefully cool it off a little bit. One thing people have a lot of questions about is the fireworks. And last year, the 4th of July was on First Friday, and the Gadsden Etowah Patriots Association provides the fireworks for our enjoyment as we remember the 4th of July and the birth of our nation. It is on Saturday, the 4th of July. Gadsden Etowah Patriots Association will have the fireworks beginning at 9 o'clock Saturday night. They'll be shot from behind the old Walmart Hobby Lobby building and over the Coosa River. So you'll have a great vantage place to see it from a lot of different places. If you can see the river pretty much on the east side, that'd be the south side, right? You can see, you'll be able to see those fireworks. But it will be on Saturday. We've had a lot of calls thinking that it would be on First Friday again, but no, Saturday night. We appreciate the Gadsden Etowah Patriots Association for providing those fireworks for us. So lots of good things going on every Monday. Don't forget Musical Mondays. And then this week is First Friday, and Saturday night the fireworks. So we've got a lot of great positive things going on in Gadsden this week. So thank you very much for your support. I appreciate it.
All right. Thank you, Kate, as always.
Oh, yeah. I forgot about that. Summer concert series, at 9 o'clock after First Friday. First Friday's from 6 to 9. We'll close the streets about 4:15. The summer concert series will have American Floyd. It's a Pink Floyd tribute band. So that'll be from 9 to 11 at the amphitheater. Again, it's free. You're welcome to bring coolers and just enjoy the night. So a lot of great things. Thank you, Shane.
Kay, what was?
Oh, thank you, Jenny.
Kay, what was that price again?
Free.
All right.
Free. That's the great thing about all of this. It's all free.
Absolutely.
So,
Can't beat
thank
that
you.
price.
That's right. Thank you.
Okay. All right, remarks from the mayor and council. Councilwoman Toles?
No comments.
Okay. Councilman Eccles? Councilman Worthy?
Yes, Mr. President, I have a couple. I'd like to announce my community meeting for Thursday at 5:30 p.m. at Thompson. And the Carver Revitalization Committee, excuse me, asked me to make an announcement first Saturday. It will be on Sunday, July the 5th from 2 to 4. Well, from 2 to 4, they will have a Veterans Appreciation Program. Excuse me. And then they will have a gospel explosion from 4 until at Carver Square. The Soul Redeemers from Fort Payne will be the main attraction. They asked me to tell you all to bring your lawn chairs, and all veterans are welcome, and vendors also. And I talk about jobs just about every week, about the 2,500 jobs, and I put out some bad information last week. I said most of the jobs, that 2,500 was located in Gadsden. I went back to the Career Center, and 800 of those jobs, almost a third, is here within a 5-mile radius, and then the 2,500 jobs are within a 25-mile radius. So we talk about the jobs all the time. So myself and hopefully I get the city of Gadsden to come along to help out, and the Career Center. I went down, we talked with Larry Foster and John Reed, and we're going to put on a job fair at the Senior Activity Center on August the 5th from 9 o'clock to 1 p.m. And we have the employees there, the employers there to do interviews on the spot. So bring your resumes. If you need help in doing your resumes, you can go down to the library to help out, and also the Career Center. So we have right around 800 jobs right here within a 5-mile radius, and then with Prince Metal Stamping, there's another 60, 65 jobs. So we need to take advantage of this, and we need to try to advertise this so we can get people to working. Thank you.
Okay. Councilman Billingsley?
I don't have any.
Councilman Cannon?
Thank you, Mr. President. I just want to thank everyone that came to the fourth Saturday this past weekend. It was a huge success. We had 6 bands that was playing. I left about 5 after 10, I guess, or 10 after 10, and the music was still going. I don't know what time it ended up, but it was a great turnout. Carly was there. He gave out hot dogs, quick as usual. I think there was about 200 hot dogs he had. And Grover Brown, he was there, and he gave out, he had corn. So it was a huge success this past week. We'll have it again the fourth Saturday in July. I just want everybody to make sure to have a safe and happy 4th of July, and just always remember where you shoot those fireworks, shoot them in a safe place.
Absolutely.
Okay, Councilman Reed?
Yes, just a reminder from the Gadsden Etowah Patriots Association about the fireworks, Kay, and thank you for the update on that. 9 o'clock Saturday night. One thing I want to remind you, I got a call this morning, said the Broad Street Bridge was going to be closed. It absolutely will not be closed. It will be open. So look forward to getting on one side or the other and having a good time with the fireworks.
Okay. All right, let's have a couple of announcements here. Due to observance of Independence Day this Friday, Thursday's garbage route will be collected on Wednesday, and Friday's route will be collected on Thursday. The city's inert landfill will close at 3 p.m. Thursday and will reopen at 7 a.m. on Monday, July 6th. Okay. A couple other items here. Mr. Ed Watley, who's a huge proponent of pedestrian transportation remedies and has been for a number of years, in particular since he's been retired, made me aware of a bicycle donation program through the Gadsden Police Department. And so I did want to take the opportunity to make those aware who could potentially qualify that they have a number of bicycles that have gone unclaimed for 3 months, I believe it is. And so these can be donated to a public or nonprofit agency selected by the mayor. And so if you have any interest in this program, if you have any interest in these donated bicycles, please contact the police department, and they should be able to point you in the right direction in terms of how to be able to qualify for those bicycles. So thank you, Ed, for that information. I always appreciate your commitment to pedestrian transportation remedies. We all think that that's important for us. I do want to. That's right. Okay, thank you for that. It's also a July 14th deadline. All right, for anybody that's interested. Do want to echo the sentiment that was issued on last week regarding the Sickle Cell Foundation. And again, that event is scheduled for October 11th of this year. So those of us that want to participate have some time. We do have time, but I do appreciate the effort that's been put forth as it relates to that. Sickle cell disease is a serious disease, in particular in the African American community. You're looking at someone who was misdiagnosed very early in my childhood with the sickle cell trait. Scared my grandfather to death back then, and so I thank God that there was no truth to that misdiagnosis. But again, it's a serious item in the black community. So and it's a